welcome back to another episode of This Square Room. My name is Jonel.
My name is Deswayne.
And it's somebody's birthday today.
Hold on, can we point out that I did better on the intro this time? This is the first time I ever right on cue. Normally there's a gap. Whose birthday is it?
No, normally you're okay.
Oh.
It's just every now and then you
space out.
Lag.
Oh, okay. I like lag.
Yeah, I was trying to be nicer because it is. I don't know whose birthday is it. Is it
Michael Jordan?
Okay, you see, I was ready to play along, but you're putting yourself in way too high of a caliber, and I'm not okay with that. It's your birthday, loser.
It's my birthday.
You are nowhere close to Michael Jordan. Not Michael B. Jordan, not Michael C. Jordan. More like Michael Z Jordan. Is it Z or Z?
I say Z.
I think I say Z too. Which one's the Canadian way? Z? Z.
I feel like YZ.
Yeah. Comedians are weird sometimes.
Can I also point out I made it this year for my birthday? I'm here. I've arrived alive.
I'm sorry, that's a very low standard.
No,
I want to celebrate with you. Yeah. But you're I didn't drug myself this year. I didn't drug myself and pass out and miss my whole birthday.
I made
Congratulate me.
It was a conscious decision. It was, I swear, my cousin was like, yo, here, look at this. And I'm like, nope, sir. By the grace of God, I shall not. I have to make it this year.
But you're like, tonight, though.
And he was like, well, you missed last year. We can just make this an annual thing. And I'm like, nope. I have to go. I must flee.
No, if you guys don't know what we're referring to, last year for Dez's, I guess your birthday episode, the episode that would have come out for your birthday. And funny, I think we were recording on your birthday. So This episode comes out on your actual birthday.
Yes.
But we're recording the day before. But last year we were recording on your actual birthday. And I had a little present for you and it was so nice. And you were gone, calling you. I was so worried. I told you, I was so close to calling your mom. I'm like, what do I do? But of course, I was worried, but my gut was Joe.
You know better.
You know he's fine. Yeah, but I was still, you can't help the worry.
Yeah.
But it's weird because normally you're calm, but on the inside your gut is no, something's wrong. It was the opposite. On the outside I was worried, but on the inside I was girl,
he's fine.
Yeah, and lo and behold, he had just OD'd basically on was it an edible?
It was everything.
What do you mean?
Because I smoked because I finished work 6 that morning.
Yeah.
So I had smoked
weed.
And sorry. I smoked weed. I smoked some weed, and then I got the munchies, and I was watching TV, and you
munched on an edible.
I only had gummies, and I wasn't thinking about it, so I was eating 5 gummies, and then it started to hit me that these are the edibles I was supposed to have later, and I was like, fuck.
5? I'm assuming they were very potent.
Oh my God. And I also had a little drip of the pure THC oil. I just wanted to... So
you had oil, you smoked a spliff is what it's called, right? A spliff?
Yeah. Yes, that is what
What's the difference between a spliff and a blunt?
A blunt is
backwoods?
Yes. Look at you go.
It's what you roll it in is what determines what it's called.
Yeah.
But if you use the zigzags, it's a spliff?
Yeah, it was zigzags. Any kind of papers, it's a spliff.
Any sort of papes?
Yeah, because now they have raws.
Is that what people call it?
Papes, yeah. Well, yeah, that's what it's called.
I'm cool. Am I saying the right thing?
You were doing great.
Okay, so you normally smoke spliffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And bong tokes.
Since when? You own a bong?
Yeah, I've always owned a bong.
Oh, I've never heard you talk about...
Yeah, because there's no need. That's for when I want to die.
You know what's funny? One of my exes and his roommates, I don't want to say exclusively, but almost exclusively hit from the bong.
So much weed, and you get high like that.
And they would do it indoors because it doesn't stink the way smoking would.
Yeah.
You don't. It's not as strong.
No.
And I mean, it's 4 guys living in a house, and so they're all gonna just fucking smoke their lives away.
Yep.
But yeah, I've aside from that, I've never seen people smoke at a bong so much. I've had certain people in my friend group here and there, but not religiously ever.
Yeah, a lot of friends smoke bongs, but it's more of a when I have a little bit of weed left.
Oh, and you want it to stretch.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I heard it. I think it gets you higher. And there's another thing. some sort of like air thing. I know I sound crazy. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know. Whatever. There's just another way that's supposed to like save your weed.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the point is, you smoked a spliff. You did a couple drops of.
I cried my eyes out. If that helps.
THC.
Yes.
Oil.
Pure THC.
And then you ate like 5 very potent gummies. Yes. Passed out.
Not yet.
Well, I'm just summarizing.
Oh, yes. Around
story.
Noon, passed out. Yes.
Yeah.
This is all before noon.
Crazy in itself. Passed out basically for what, like 12, 14 hours or so, because it was like the middle of the night.
It was like
when you came to.
Yeah.
When who found your lifeless body? Your son?
No, nobody.
Nobody. Oh, you woke yourself up?
Yeah, like I was like I woke up and my body was just like like literally the noise and everything, and I was just huffing and puffing.
You woke up like a
demon.
I was gonna say like Madame Clavel from Madeline.
No.
Remember she wakes up in the middle of the night and is like, something is not right. And then like runs down the...
Yes. But more dramatic. It was like...
You woke up like you were drowning and just surfaced to like the air.
Exactly.
Because that's what the image you gave me, that's
what it felt like.
Yeah.
And like I look around the room and I'm just like... And all I see is dark. Because when I died, it was light outside.
Don't say when you died.
Sorry. I felt like I did. Okay.
Yeah, don't.
Passed out. I felt like, I don't know. I just woke up.
You actually did die and come back.
And I knew it was wrong. I knew something was wrong. So when I grabbed my phone and I looked at the time and I saw all the missed calls and everything, I just walked upstairs to my cousin's room and he's like, hey, buddy. And I'm like... What the fuck happened?
Hey buddy is wild because he knows. And he knew because I think he was one of the people that I messaged and I'm like, hey. And he was like, yeah, I haven't seen or heard from him. And I was like, okay. But he was so like, yeah, whatever.
That's what he's telling you. Other people are messaging that I know from like high school and stuff. Yeah, Des is turned right now. He's having a party.
Well, he's telling me that because he knows you're supposed to be here.
Yeah, and so he's telling everybody else I'm having a party. So I woke up to messages. I'm getting cussed. Why wasn't I invited? Say word. That's where we're at now. And I'm like...
I even told my mom that you didn't show up. My mom was like, oh my gosh, you need to go check on him. Call his mom. Call the police. No, you don't understand. Like, people were worried about you. I wasn't one of those friends who like, you didn't invite me to a party. I'm like, yo, is he okay?
I mean, at least I have my girlfriend's number now, so she always know. Because she knew I died. She came to drop off a present for me. We sat, started eating, turned on a movie. I don't remember anything but the intro song.
But you're stupid. You're just stupid.
It almost happened again today. But I know better, 1 year wiser. See what I'm saying? I'm learning.
Yeah, but for you, a year of wisdom is not that much. What did you learn in this last year of your life?
Oh my God. Honestly, there's no point to anything.
No, I don't accept that because I feel like that's what you would have said last year and the year before. Like, what have you learned new?
Nothing. The reason why I say nothing.
No, I believe that you believe that.
The reason I say nothing is even like a couple days ago, me and my friend are sitting outside and he's watching like, you know, the top 15 worst way to kill a human kind of thing, like in history. And I'm listening to them talking about torturing and killing people in BCE. If that's what we were doing in 200 BCE, and we're still along the lines of doing the same thing in 2022, we don't have hope. There's no way we have not evolved as people to understand that this is horrible.
Understanding and caring are very different things, you know?
Yeah, you're right. And that's what I have a problem with.
I don't know why you're trying to act like people don't understand. They understand. They just don't care.
It's absolutely crazy.
Okay, sorry, side note, because you brought up the torture thing. Remember, like, months ago, I wanted to do an episode about different types of torture?
Yes.
Since you so casually brought it up. And, like, I feel like it's very on theme right now because of the whole, like, Jeffrey Dahmer thing on Netflix. Yeah. Which I'm like, you know me, I love serial killers. I haven't seen it yet, the Netflix one, but I obviously know all about him and whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, obvious, because I feel like if you're into serial killers, you have to know about Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah. But yeah, okay. The Brazen Bull, have you heard of that one?
Of course. It depends on what it looks like. I don't remember names, but I remember what they do. Okay,
so it was ancient Greece, and then the victim was placed into like this big like human-sized bronze bull. And there's like a latch. They put them inside and then they close it. And then they light a fire
underneath it.
Right. And it like heats up the bowl, obviously. And the person is essentially getting roasted alive.
Yes. But
because of I don't know how they designed it, but their screams sound like when it comes through like the pipes and whatever, it sounds like a bull thing, but it's like
screaming
really
kind of thing.
It's really the person screaming. Yes. That was one of the ancient types of thing. But I feel like we're not that far off from that. Like people would do that.
That's what I mean. Like this is crazy to think that we're still doing these things, and it's.
Oh, this one, the rack. This is like the 15th century. The victim's ankles and wrists are strapped to the wooden structure, and then they crank the ropes to stretch it out until they.
Oh my God! And they were saying that if like the person happens to survive, they just kind of leave them there, but you can't go anywhere because your limbs have been torn apart.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Crawl? Where?
You can't
idiot?
walk. You can't.
Oh my God! People are wicked.
I didn't know that part. I assume that like. Well, I guess that wouldn't kill you
exactly
immediately.
Unless
That's
you go into shock.
Torture. Right. I think, like, I would assume, like, you bleed out because, like, if you're pulled enough.
Yeah.
You know.
And usually, like you're saying.
Yeah, that's one of the worst ones because, like, you're just left to slowly die.
That one they're saying, that's more so for, like, getting information. So I'm going to keep pulling until you tell me what I want. And then if you take too long, now you're dead regardless.
Yeah. There's good old impalement. Yes. Where they use a stake. But apparently, like, they call it Judas's cradle, which is like a type of chair that had like a sharp pyramid that a person would be lowered onto by the ropes and like gears. And that's how they were impaled. So they're like, impale you, but like make it fancy, you know?
And is that the one that comes through the mouth too?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know about this contraption. I guess if they... depending how long the spikes are.
And then they would put it in front of like their kingdom or whatever to kind of let people know this is what we do to traitors.
Oh, this one, the rat torture.
Oh my God. They did this in Fast and Furious.
Did they?
Yes, number 1.
Where they put the cage of starving. Sometimes it's a rat, sometimes it's a few. But they put like a cage of rats on your abdomen or on the abdomen of the victim. And then the cage would be heated. And the rats are like scrambling. They're like, I don't want to get roasted alive. This isn't the brazen bull. So they have nowhere to go but to burrow themselves inside your body because your body temperature is a lot lower than the friggin' heated metal. So they burrow inside your abdomen and tear you inside out, basically. Or outside in. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, that one's horrible. Yeah. First of all, scared of rats. Don't touch me with the rat, period. Okay. Then it's like, now they're going to... And that's another slow death. I mean, they're all slow.
You're feeling everything.
And that's what makes it, like, even the brazen bull, though, like, you're not just, like, the second it gets hot, you're dead.
No.
That's why, honestly, as bad as it is, the decapitation is, like,
quick,
more humane than, or, like, when they used to, like, burn women who they thought were witches at the stake. Like, that's horrible, and that's painful and
decapitation,
slow.
They stopped it because the public wanted to see more blood and more torture.
They were sick. They were sick back in the day.
It's 2022. They're still sick. How? How are we still sick?
Knee hauling is used by the Dutch in the 17th and 18th century. And it's when a person would be dragged under the keel, which is the lowest point of a ship's hull. They'd be dragged under the keel of a vessel using rope. And they would likely die by drowning or by hitting or maybe all of the above. Drowning, hitting their heads on the wood, or cut up by barnacles. Which again is not fun, like to die by like drowning or like blunt force trauma or like just cut up. Oh God. This one I've never heard of. Drinking gold. Molten gold, like liquid, like heated up gold will be forced down the throat of a victim. Oh, interesting. They said that sometimes they did that to serve as like a literal reference for someone's thirst for wealth. It's like, you want gold? Here you go.
Imagine having that body now.
Kingsley? What body?
The gold body.
What do you mean?
If you pour gold, it's going to get hard eventually.
Right, and kill you. First of all,
yeah, no, not that person having gold. I mean like somebody having that person's body or organs.
Oh, no, but like your flesh would still rot.
Yeah, no, I don't care about that. I care about the gold.
Oh, like you remove...
This was my great uncle's stomach.
You can say like
Pure gold.
Great uncle.
I know, right?
Oh yeah, Roman candle. People are tied to a stake, covered in a flammable liquid, and then set
on fire.
Yeah, from their feet. Failing? Are you sure this was the flailing? No, failing. Oh, skin would be stripped off from a victim, and they might have been boiled a bit beforehand to make the skin easier to peel.
They learned how to peel a human.
Ooh, that just gave me chills all over my body.
I seen that one the other day too.
Ooh.
And like they showed how they did it, and I'm like, people are sick.
Yikes. Oh my goodness. The blood eagle, used by probably the Vikings, a person would have their ribs separated from the spine, and the bones would then be pulled outwards to be made to look like wings, and the lungs would also be removed, and the victim would they say the victim would probably have died by then, so this is done while you're alive. And it's called the blood eagle because they look like wings. I'm sorry, that's horrible. Oh, this one, this is something that, okay, I'll say it first and then I'll say what I was gonna say. So white room torture.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a person would be placed into a room that is completely white. Everything from the doors to the floors to the walls, even the food. Which would be white rice. There would also be complete silence. A person subject to this method of torture might end up forgetting things over time. And this is what happens with people who get put in like the shoe in like prisons and stuff. Mm-hmm. When they're like isolated, especially if they don't need to be isolated, when you're left there for periods of time, like your mind goes crazy with the complete silence, the complete isolation. It's different than like being like, oh, I live at home alone, and you can, even if you don't want to, like, you can listen to TV, you can go on the internet, you can talk on the phone with friends. Even if you don't want to do that, you can open your window, hear the birds chirp, you can see outside, you can, you know. But when you are forced to be locked in a, like, that's crazy. That, like, this is a medieval version of torture, and like they still do it now.
They had the lighting a certain way so that there's not even shadows. Yeah. So you don't even see a shadow, and like they'll just leave you there. They keep feeding you. So if you live for 4 years, you live for 4 years.
Yeah, this is
but
torture.
By then you're dead.
Yeah. This one, why does this sound familiar like the one I just read? But this one is just burning. So in some cases they just burn them, or they be tied to a stake surrounded by several branches, and then they, you know, set on fire, and then I love how they put like the branches like kindling, like when you're trying to light a fire, like hope it'll catch. Like what? Oh, sorry, I'm like reading it without reading it out loud. My bad. Chinese water torture, which is like waterboarding, but I don't know. This one is someone would be tied to a table underneath a vessel of water, and then little droplets would drip onto the person and make them go crazy. Okay, so it's a little different than waterboarding, because waterboarding is like you feel like you're drowning. Mm-hmm. Like you put like a cloth or a towel or something over the person's face and you pour water on, but like it's so saturated that you feel like you're drowning. This one is just like the little droplets, and you don't feel like you're drowning, but it makes you go crazy. So I feel like you have to be under there for some time. The Spanish tickler, sharp claws would rip flesh from a person. This process would likely take time and possibly result in the person dying.
I'd be dead.
But it's like, imagine having all your flesh gone and you're like, I'm still kicking. Like, kill me at this point.
Dead. Kill me dead.
Because these methods of torture aren't like, oh, like you want to fight to live. You're like, I just want it to be over so that I'm dead. No, because like, you know, like certain forms of torture, like nowadays, you're like, I'm going to rip every one of your fingernails off one by one. What was that movie? Shit, it was a movie I saw kind of recently. Fuck, I can't remember. But like, you know, like modern day like movies, and why can't I remember? Oh, you know what? I'm trying to think of The Man from Toronto.
Oh, yes, yes.
There's a scene where like he's mistaken for this, you know, man from Toronto, and he's like really good at like torturing people and getting answers, and I'm like, that type of torture is still like, I don't know, you still want to live. Like, you're not just like, just kill me. You're like, no, don't do any more, because I still value my life. But like with this, it's like, I don't want to live with no flesh. I'm dead anyways.
they had one called the sack, and what they would do is put you in a big bag, a sack, with different animals. It could be a snake, it could be a chicken, it could be a dog, whatever. And then they wait a couple days because the animal will attack you at some point. Obviously, you guys are in a tight space together.
A chicken though, I could take a chicken. I'll fuck that chicken up.
And then they throw you both in the bottom of the lake, ocean, body of water.
Oh.
So if you're not dead from that animal, you're now going to drown with that animal.
Why would they do that to the innocent animal?
Because they don't care.
Oh my God. You know what I hate?
People.
Sorry, side note. I hate when like people are like fighting and like people are riding horses. And they fucking attack the horse. Okay, like I hated this in like Game of Thrones and stuff. And last night I saw The Woman King. And I'm not going to spoil anything. But a horse goes down, y'all. And it goes down really bad. And I was like, no. I was like, the horse did nothing.
Yeah. When the horse in 300 went down, I felt it.
It's like, come on, man. The horse didn't do shit. It's just following orders. Like, even if the horse belongs to the bad guy, like, leave the horse.
Train the horse. He doesn't know.
Like, horses are so spooked. Just spook it, it'll run away. Yeah. Like, booga booga boo. Like,
booga booga boo.
Yeah, the Spanish tickler. Music torture. A person is placed in a room, possibly in the dark, with loud music blasting. This normally involves a song not familiar to the people being tortured.
Side note.
I feel like that's like something like a parent would say. You're torturing me with this music.
They did that in prison the other day.
What do you mean?
To a couple inmates, and those inmates killed themselves.
Really?
Yeah. They do not Baby Shark. Over and over every day for weeks. And then
I mean, again, these are old forms of torture. So the fact that they're still doing this, sawing. A person will be sawed through the middle while probably being upside down. The blood to the brain might keep them conscious longer. So they
magic trick,
hang you upside down. Yeah, but without the magic. all tricks though. The Iron Maiden.
Yes.
A metal chamber around 8 feet tall. That a person would be placed in. Metal rods would be inserted into holes in the chamber, positioned to not kill the person, but to get a confession. So again, kind of like that magic trick where they stick like the sword or the knives in the box, but then the person comes out unscathed. Yeah. But it's like this one, it's like, okay, we're not going to get any of the vital organs, but we're still going to impale you all the fuck over. But then it's like, I feel like depending on the person's height, like you might overshoot and kill them, you know?
No, then they'll try again with the next person.
Right, because I'm saying like a chamber made for your height versus my height.
Yeah, no, they know what they're doing. Even when I was reading about impalement, and it was saying like that once they learned how to avoid vital organs, they would impale the person from the butt up and just follow the spine. And
like
then
in the butt or in the anus?
In the anus? What, in your butthole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like your butt is just fat.
Oh, no, in the anus. In the anus, all the way up, and it comes through the person's mouth. And
yummy.
They would leave them hanging there, and you can survive up to a certain point, obviously.
But like, is life really worth living at that point?
At that point, you shouldn't have. I don't know what you did, but
it's
you
like,
upset the king.
I wonder like what you would have to have done in these situations, because it's like, remember I've talked about like the code of Hammurabi, which is like an eye for an eye, essentially, right? Like if you steal, we cut off your hand. If you rape someone, we cut off your dick. If you I don't know, like, you know what I mean? That's that sort of thing. And it's like supposed to, it was like the old school justice system. But like, what do you have to do to get impaled through your fucking anus up your mouth?
You like, upset the king.
Like, I don't know. That's crazy. But yeah, I wanted to like go talk about types of torture. So it's like you open the door, you cracked it open, and
I might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are just absolutely, positively
wonderful,
sick.
Yeah.
So that's what I've learned in my 1 year of life. My last year. Yeah. My last 365 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of, did you ever see that Netflix movie 365 days. He made another one.
Mm.
It's like what's that one? Oh, it's like 50 Shades of Grey, but like stupider.
Because he kidnapped. Anyways, don't even.
It's like 50 Shades of Grey, but like ridiculous.
It's more than ridiculous.
But I watched the first one because my friend was like, you have to watch it. And it's one of those things, like, it starts, you're like, okay. And then as it goes, you're like, no. And it's, but like, you continue watching because you're like, what is this? And then they made a second one because it went viral. Because like the sex scenes are giving. Like they are. But like the whole plot line. And I'm like, I can't watch the next one.
Somebody was telling me about it. And then I was like, so wait, he did what? And you guys kept watching? You guys aren't concerned for her? Well, no? Okay, cool. Yeah, not here for it. It's either we're supporting or we're not. If we're not, we're not. I don't like bits and pieces of where we support and where we draw the line.
You draw the line wherever your panties get wet, you know?
Oh, boy. That's very easy for me, so.
What?
You heard me.
What gets your panties wet, Des?
Everything. Sometimes the bus, the bumpy bus ride. Oh my God.
That, to me, that's very gross.
What was I saying before? See, now my whole train is gone. Train left the station, ladies and gentlemen.
Train was never in the station. What was that?
Tweet, tweet. You hear those birds? Oh my God.
Anyways, since it's your birthday.
It's my birthday.
I would love to know. Well, I guess we'll just talk about like best and worst birthdays over the course of your life. What would you say like your worst birthday was?
My worst birthday. Since I was a kid, I never liked the attention when I'm supposed to get it, so I've never really liked birthdays. However, I like the initiative that my mom used to put in it. Obviously, I never told her that, but she'd always try and like, oh, let me surprise you. Oh, happy birthday. Random gifts, Oh, I'm not doing anything. All of a sudden, cousins come over and we're having dinner.
Yeah.
And one year, this lady...
I don't think it's a random gift. It's a birthday gift.
This lady went to Jamaica a couple days before my birthday. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. You're going to have something, whatever. A week went by.
Sorry.
Now you should be coming home. You come home.
This is what. Wait. Your birthday. She
Passed.
was gone for your birthday.
She was gone for my birthday. Mm-hmm. I did not get a happy birthday until November something. Oh, because she completely forgot.
She has 2 other kids.
I don't care about them.
She forgot. It's not about you. She forgot.
No, that's the problem.
She was busy. She was traveling, living her life.
A day or 2 days, I can understand.
No.
A month later?
If my mom forgot my birthday, I'd never forgive her.
No, I'm not having it.
Did you forget the day fucking ripped through your vagina?
I was pissed. Like,
sorry.
I'm still kind of petty about it, but whatever.
Always.
Yeah.
Forever.
That was definitely the worst one. What about you?
The worst one. I want to say, I think it was like, they were definitely like my younger years, because now I'm just always like too drunk to care, like when bad stuff happens. Because like for me, it was like always tradition to like cry on my birthday, like something would make me cry or make me sad. I remember, I want to say it was like my 10th birthday. I had this like pool party and whatever, and like it went well overall. I think it was like a pool party, and then we went to like Pizza Hut, and then like me and like all my other like 10-year-old friends or peers or whatever almost got kicked out because like some of the boys started like sword fighting with the utensils and stuff, and me, like I was just like I am now back then, and I was like, if they don't fucking sit down, shut the fuck up. Like I was so annoyed, so like that made me mad. And then I remember I asked for this, and I still have it. It was like a race car, like a remote control race car, and it was like really, really cool, and it was a limited edition Corvette. And I got that. I asked for it. Well, I asked for I didn't specifically ask for the Corvette, I don't think. No, I did, because back then that was my favorite car. And I got it, and then like, instead of wanting to sing me happy birthday, these same fucking kids
were playing with my fucking toy.
Yeah, I'm like, you're playing with my toys on my birthday, and you don't want to sing happy birthday to me? And I was so annoyed. And then my friend's mom, who came to pick him up, saw that I was upset. my friend from school, because like the people who were causing most trouble, they were like family friends,
of
like
course.
You know, like my mom's friends' sons,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
who are
you
too
feel
fucking
like
comfortable.
Yeah, you feel like you have to invite them. And then this guy from my school, shout out to Ashton and his mom. His mom came and she was so nice, and she was like, "Oh, like what's wrong?" And I'm like, "Oh, like boys." Yeah, and she got them right in line. They were like, "You guys need to stop this. Sing like she like got it together before." And then like she was like, "Oh, you didn't do happy birthday." And she's like, "Okay, we'll stay and like wait so that, you know, he could participate." He was actually one of my like first boyfriends, not at the time though, but like a few years later. But so she made it better. But I want to say probably my worst birthday was like, I want to say it was like 7 or 8. I think I might have told this story. It was like a Chuck E. Not 8, 7. I don't know. It was Chuck E. Cheese. And after Chuck E. Cheese, I totally told this story. Yes, you did. Yeah, after Chuck E. Cheese,
fucking lady.
Yeah, my mom. It was my godfather's house, and I call them my cousins, but they're technically god siblings. Like they're not like real blood. But I would be there all the time. They'd be at my house all the time. Like we were always together. And after the party, because you know children's birthday parties are done, like the sun is still out, so they were like, oh, you know, my godfather was like, oh, do you want to come back to our place? So my mom let me go with them, and then she brought whatever she had to bring home and whatever. She's like, I'll pick you up in a little bit. And while I was there, I was outside, and I was again because it's summer and it was like the sun was shining. It was still like early. And I remember walking from the front because we were playing outside. And then I walked around the side of the house to go through like the kitchen screen door. And I could hear her mom, my cousin's mom, on the phone saying that she didn't want me there. And I was like, what? And I was such a good kid. I didn't do shit. And it was my birthday. And I was like, oh, okay, well just fuck me then. And then and I remember I stayed outside. I would not go into their house. Yeah. I was like, I'm not welcome. Even at that age, I knew. I was like,
if I'm not wanted somewhere, I'll sit right here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because when my mom came to pick me up, I was still outside because like I refused. And she was like, oh, like what's going on? And I told her, and she confronted her, and she's like, no, she misheard. And I'm like, don't fucking do that to me. I heard you.
Bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are probably my two worst. One, just because of people. Well, both because of other people, but one because a fucking grown ass woman was being mean to a child.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
I didn't do anything. I was so good.
When I was 14, my mom tried to plan a surprise party for me. And this lady calls my phone during school hours. But it's somebody I know, though. Actually, was it my 14? Might have been 16. 14 or 16. And the lady calls.
Did you have a kid or not?
I don't remember.
Yeah. So it's like that's the difference between those
exactly.
two.
That's what I was thinking about it. Because it's very possible that I already did.
But you can't remember.
Yeah. So the lady calls me and she's like, oh, hey, Des, you know, tell your mom the party room is such and such cost.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, party room? And in the background, I hear, Mom, it's a surprise party. He doesn't know.
Okay.
Silence. Oh, my God. Don't tell your mom I told you. Just pretend. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. Okay.
No, this is where you lie. Yeah, the party room for so-and-so at church or something. Like, come on. You're a kid,
and in the background, now you're yelling. It's a surprise party for him. He doesn't know.
Yeah, you got to do like the mom. Like you gotta like.
I would have hung up the phone from my mom.
You gotta yell, whisper, not just straight up yell.
It was a straight up yell.
Because it's like even if you had an inkling, now you know.
We didn't even end up doing it because my mom, I guess she found out that I knew and just said forget it all. Because I actually got really mad
at
my mom
for doing it,
for trying to do that.
Why?
I don't like surprises.
I can't with you.
Don't surprise me.
I can't.
The best one I had, I would say I was dating this girl and she planned a party for me. It wasn't a surprise, but it was a surprise because I didn't expect. Like there was not.
If you knew the party was happening, you expected it.
Yeah.
It just went better than you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and it went great because I drugged a lot of my friends who don't do weed.
Your 19th birthday?
Yeah. And I made some edibles. I made some cookies. That's when I was learning how to make edibles, and that was the start of the end. Yeah, the cookies are really good. So people just kept eating the cookies.
You told them they were weed cookies, though.
No.
Des.
No.
You didn't tell them they were.
I didn't tell everybody. I only told the people who do weed.
Who do weed?
Yeah.
So you had innocents eating?
Yes.
No. First of all, you're admitting to a crime.
It's not a crime.
That is a crime.
Is it?
Yes. Are you admitting to drugging people right now?
No,
All you're gonna hear is, sir, we'd like to ask you a few questions. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Well then, never mind that.
He's like, my new worst birthday is this one because I got arrested.
Yep. Due to my own cause.
Self-admission.
Yep.
You're like, Your Honor, I never said that. Please, this. It's okay. This, if anyone legal is listening, this podcast is completely satire. It's a comedy podcast, and nothing we say should be taken seriously.
No, not at all. I'm just,
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Des would never. He only jokes himself.
No.
Come on,
for sure. Innocent people, not.
You look in the mirror, you're like, you're the culprit.
You did this.
You're like, who fucked up my life? Looks in the mirror. It was you.
Yeah, but it was really fun. I feel like we partied until like 5-6 in the morning, and like, yeah, it was a lot of fun. That would have been my best one because that's the one I allowed.
Loser. My best.
If not best, your favorite, most memorable.
The most recent one was definitely very nice. It was definitely like the nicest, most luxurious, most expensive birthday I've had. But I've had like a few good ones. Like I had, you remember the one at that like Rosedale like mansion? Like that was a nice
really
one.
Nice, yeah.
It was like just chill, like house party vibes. It was fun. Like I've done like cottages that have gone like really nice. I've done like road trips with friends.
The
for
Rosedale
my birthday.
one is the one that like that's the most I've ever eaten till I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like such a vibe.
It was so good.
It was good.
Yeah.
But it was like to the point, right before the point where you get sick.
Yeah.
It was like stuffed to the point where you're like, I can't. And then you go even beyond that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't to the point where it's like, I'm going to throw up. It wasn't that bad. Yeah. It was really good. Yeah. So I guess my most recent one. But I feel like the best is yet to come. Because like, I feel like everything that I learned from this birthday in terms of planning and what went wrong. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Because like this one wasn't bad. It was
this
good.
one was good.
But it was also like, okay, where could we improve?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Okay, what was this video that you were talking about that you sent me? I don't get it. I like watched it for a second and I didn't understand what the little girl was saying.
Okay, so there's a video. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's viral is the word you guys use.
I'm wondering why the sun is like in my face, and it's because we never record this early.
Oh, I'm waiting for it to set, and I'm like, this is taking longer than I expected.
Normally you're just getting here.
Yeah, and now,
Yeah, because I'm like, why? Because I'm never usually this.
I was wondering why I'm this hot.
Because I'm like, if I could
sit
up higher, but it's it's hot because the sun is like right in the wind. The sun is like peeking through, like hello. Yeah.
Yes. So a mom is talking to her daughter, younger than 9. So let's say 7, 8, 9, right?
Oh, way younger than. She looks like maybe like 6.
No.
6,
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
And she.
I can't gauge children's ages. No, I can't.
She the daughter had gone into the deep end of the pool, which the daughter cannot swim. So the mom had asked the daughter. The mom is mad. Why? Why would you do that? And the daughter's response was, because I'm a G.
Is that what she said?
That's what she said.
Oh, because I couldn't understand what she said.
Yeah, she said, because I'm a G. And the mom is like, no. What is wrong with you? Now, several reasons I have problems with that video, and not one of them are the daughter. Right? Because kids do kid stuff. Mm-hmm. Yes, she shouldn't have, but she did because all the other kids were. She wanted to prove she was brave enough to do it. Mm-hmm. Kids don't fully understand consequences.
Want to prove you're brave until you're
dead.
2 seconds from death's door.
Yes, but I did it.
You're coming out of the water like Des coming out of his sleep, like.
Yeah. So I can understand the kid being a kid. Mm-hmm. Now, as the adult, as the parent, you think the best way to deal with this situation is to, 1, now make your child feel bad about trying to be brave, or 2, videotaping it and now embarrassing her in public with strangers and everybody who goes to her school and everybody who else is going to see this video.
That part I can agree with you on. The first part is, I don't think it's about making her feel bad, but you have to understand, like, don't put yourself in dangerous situations. Because, again, kids will be kids. So
Yes.
you have to make them understand you do not do this because this is dangerous. You could get hurt. You could drown. You could die. You could whatever. So I do think that part is important to, like, really enforce. Because kids, you really
But she wasn't enforcing that.
Fair.
And the look on the little girl's face was, you know, when certain parents just yell at a kid and don't explain things.
Yeah.
Just because I said don't do it, don't do it. That's the look the girl had on her face.
She had the mom is like one of those because I said so.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I mean by explain it. Because have I jumped into the deep end and not know how to swim? No, but my cousin pushed me in the deep end in order to teach me
I thought you were gonna say
how to survive.
You can swim though, really well.
Oh yeah, because after that you had to put me in lessons. You being the kid that can't swim and everybody's in the deep end, because when people know how to swim, you don't want to be in the shallow end unless you're older and you just want to sit there and talk. but usually,
I feel like you came for all of us on my birthday trip. Because all we did was sit in the pool every night and just talk shit, and drink.
Just chat. Yeah.
Remember that time I brought you and my other friend?
Oh my
poolside
god.
Bacon.
Oh my god.
You guys acted like craven animals.
When you brought that, and then the other one brought the steak. Oh my god.
Oh, those are different nights though.
Yeah. Oh.
Actually, one was the bacon was in the day.
Yeah.
Steak was at night. Yeah.
Oh my god, those are great.
Just
great.
pool meat.
Yeah. Pool meat is good. Any way you want to take it, pool meat is
pool
good.
Meat, I mean, no, not any way you want to take it. Pool meat is not good any way you want to take it. We talked about this.
Yes, you're right. It's not.
Chlorine water in your vagina is not good.
Not,
and even if you do it the other way, if you're, anal, that you don't want chlorine in your
anus.
Inside of you. Yeah. You just don't.
I agree. It's not anyway.
And water is not actually like lubricating.
No, I know.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's like,
I know.
So don't say any way you want to take it. Pool meat is not always good.
Fair enough. You're not wrong. Yeah.
Pool meat on a plate?
I would never let a girl give me head after I'd just been in the pool, chlorine water. Chlorine all up in her mouth. You're sucking the chlorine off my...
See, I think that's not as bad as like
I would never let that.
Penetrative sex. You know?
Yeah, because you're thinking about the girl. I'm thinking about myself.
But even for the guy, it hurts because it's not lubricating. Like, the water is actually drying when you try to do that shit.
No, I want to... These videos I see on Discovery Channel.
Right, on Discovery.
make it look very intriguing.
But are they having sex under the water? Or, like, are they in the pool, but, like, they raise up out of the water?
They're under.
And yeah, when people are like, oh, that couple's having sex in the ocean. I'm like...
They're about to die.
One or both of them have an infection.
Yeah, yeah, something's going to happen.
Yeah, because I'm like, ooh.
Even, like,
salt
sand?
water?
No.
In your hoo-ha?
No, sweetie. No.
Add that to the types of torture list.
Fact. Yeah, I feel like the way the world's going, parents need to just chill. Even if I'm talking to the next generation, parents got to just chill. Like, you don't need to embarrass your kid. Like, there's no need for that. Talk to her fine. Like, I would never... I
do think sometimes, like, I really like having videos for memories. But, like, if you want to keep that for your archives...
That's fine.
And then show your kid when
later
you're older,
on, yeah.
But to, like blast it online...
Thank you.
Them white folks. What does that mean?
You know when, like, you're watching, like, a movie or something and you're seeing the whole kid's life in the first 5 minutes of the movie because their parents videotaped everything they did? I
want to be that.
Yeah, parent. I know you do.
Because, like, I wish I had that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why I
wish
said, like,
I could have
seen
myself as a kid.
Oh, God, I wouldn't.
But I don't have that, really. Like, I have, like, my mom took lots of pictures, but I don't have, like, videos and stuff like that.
I had pictures, and those are all gone to hell.
Why?
Because I guess in the divorce battle, nobody decided they wanted those memories, so those are all gone to hell. I looked for them in grade 12, and I asked...
like, anyone want these precious memories of Deswayne? Nah, trash them.
There's one picture
Anybody
of me.
Going once, going twice.
There's one picture of me that I loved so much when I was a kid because I looked so
kid?
good.
Oh yeah, I want those. Oh, I want the youngest.
You so much.
Oh please. Oh, give us the ones of Caden. Des? Nah.
Yeah, we only have Caden. We don't have me, my brothers. Nothing.
Oh, they don't want none of you guys.
Like, because
you're like, why would we want to treasure those memories?
We had like 3 or 4 photo albums full. And nobody gives a fuck. So that's...
They probably just got lost in the move, if we're being honest.
No.
Yes. Come on.
Look at my face.
Come on.
No.
Come
Those
on.
are gone to hell. I promise you.
Oh, God, that's so funny.
They were in the garage for the longest time. And then when I asked about it, they're apparently no longer in the garage. Okay.
One day she went in there. It's like, fuck this shit. Threw them out.
Threw them out.
These kids give me so much shit. She's like, that's why I left for his birthday that one time. It
hate
wasn't an accident. It was on purpose.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. Okay. This is...
Awadat.
Shut up, as if your phone didn't just go off. Okay, this is the part of the podcast where we are going to get into a listener question. So if you are listening and you want to write in, if you have a question, a story, whatever it may be, write in at thissquareroom.com. Super simple. You can choose to be anonymous if you want. But today, it's not from anyone anonymous. Are you trying to help me? Mm-hmm. Oh, you're not doing a good job.
I was.
No, you weren't. I wasn't protected. You're trying to like shade me from the sun, but like... I appreciate it, but thanks. So this one is from the resident poet. What are you trying to do?
No, dude.
It's not gonna work the way you're gonna make a lot of noise, and
it's not gonna work.
I told you it's not gonna work.
The box is gonna fall.
I just told you it's not gonna work.
Go ahead.
Just close the blinds a little bit.
Okay.
No, other one. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. More. Okay. Wow, it instantly got cooler too. Yeah. Holy shit. Oh, you weren't trying to help me. You were just...
Yeah, it was about me. I'm sweating. The sweat is now coming through the bandana.
I thought you were trying to be like...
I was using my hand, yes.
No, I think that was all a tactic. Because I think you were like, if I shade her, I know she's going to say no, but she's going to think about it and be like, okay, just close the blind.
You know what? That would have been genius. But actually, like at first, I was looking for something and then I didn't find it. So then I used my hand to give your hand a break. And then you said I didn't do a good job, so I quit.
Well, because when I moved my hands, this eye was like, eh. Okay. Yes, our resident poet has written in, Mr. Chesley Poet. And he is talking, the subject is men. And we're talking about last week in our episode titled 2,000 Too Many. Yes. And before I even get into what he says, Des, you want to like recap what we...
Sure. We were talking about a lady who said that she had slept with over 2,000 different individuals in the span of 21 years.
Well, she didn't specify the years. We looked up. Like,
yes, since she was 12, and we found out that she's now 32.
No, I think she's like 35. I don't know.
Whatever. Anyways, she slept with 2,000 people in the span of her lifetime. And
it would have to only be in her lifetime. Who else's lifetime would it be? Des, you're giving like the most unnecessary information. When I say recap, I mean the important shit.
I was saying that depending on how my significant other or the person I'm talking to, dating, whatever, how they... see, I'm trying to find the right words. That's why.
So basically, I asked Des, how many is too many? And at first he was like, oh, like it doesn't matter to him. And then I was like, 2,000? And he was like, Pooh! And I was like, well, what was that response? Like, what was that burst of laughter? And he was like, okay, if she was a porn star, he could get behind it. But if no, it depends. If it was like an escort service, he said no. But porn, like on the hub, okay, cool. Or like whatever.
Yeah, that's your job.
Yeah, but I'm like, escorts, it is their job as well. Although technically an escort's not supposed to have sex. So it's kind of like when the lines are blurred, Des was like, nah. But like if it's her job, then you were okay with it?
Yes.
Were you okay with it if she was just being a hoe?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so we were talking about that. And then I think you said something. And I was like, oh, like men, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I was saying something about myself.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's what men do, or that's what they think, or whatever. And then you were like, oh, you're grouping all of us. And I said, no, I just said men. I didn't say all men. So now here comes Mr.
Poet.
Captain Save-A-Ho. No. Mr. Chesley, the motherfucking poet, who's like, so Joe, you were wrong in my opinion and Des was right. I promise this isn't just to mess with you, because he loves to fucking mess with me. It was about the men thing and how it's your personal irk with Des. To be fair, let me stop you there, because I don't think Des does it anymore. Like the whole like, oh, like all women, like I think we're both very like, you know, we can like speak generally, but we know like nothing ever applies to everybody.
Yeah.
Right. So you're wrong there. Personal irk with Des, and then automatically grouped men as men and not individual men. And Des, I can understand that it's your mind and how it works as far as sex workers go. It's a my body, my choice, because duh, no matter what, it's all the same and just the connotation of it for you. Maybe they can't become a porn star because of looks or some outside force that's making it impossible to further in the right quote unquote direction as far as the sexual industry. Which actually, I feel like no matter how ugly you are, like someone will watch it. No? What if like what's that thing called? Like a butterface? Everything
butterface?
Yeah, like everything looks good, butterface.
No.
Or but his face, whatever. No?
No.
A lot of people, if a girl had like your dream body style that you are attracted to, but her face looked like a fucking toad. No? No?
No.
Really?
No. Well, not for me, because remember, I like the whole scenery. I like the foreplay. I like the before. I'm not. It's not just the penetration for me. I want the role play.
But I feel like a lot of here. I feel like all men. No, I feel like I do feel like for a lot of men though, they're just like, no, like if she's hot, she's hot.
No,
like a lot of guys would be like, just put a paper bag over there.
No, that's just all talk.
No, but like when it comes to porn, you think it really matters? Yeah. Interesting. I think like when it comes to OnlyFans, yes. Like people are like, I'm not gonna pay for this if you're not attractive to me, even if you're not the hottest person to me. But like I have to find you attractive, you know, to like pay for your OnlyFans, pay like a monthly subscription.
Yeah, even if it's free, you have to be somewhat attractive for me to give my time.
Interesting. But yeah, so Chesley says maybe they can't become a porn star because of looks or some sort of outside force that's making it impossible to further in the quote right direction as far as the sexual industry. And that was that for that point. And he says, and while you're reading this, I would be 21 already. My birthday is tomorrow / yesterday. So when this podcast comes out is 2 days ago. Yeah. So Sunday. Yeah, he said, and he also says, Des, happy early birthday.
Thank you.
And happy birthday to you, Chesley. That's why I told you to wait.
Yeah.
But yes, I think you wanted to say something.
I don't remember now.
You were just wishing him a happy birthday.
I was wishing him a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to say it again?
No, because it was in the moment and I lost it. And I think, did I sing? No, I was the last person to tell him happy birthday.
What do you mean?
Like on his birthday?
Oh, like you waited?
11:59.
11:59, whose time?
His.
Did you forget time zones exist?
I did. I'm not going to lie to you. As soon as you said whose time, I'm like, what do you mean whose time?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's on the West Coast and we're East Coast. So.
Yeah. So, well, I told him my time.
So you did it at what, like 9:59 is? Or 8:59.
Oh. Yeah, now I got to know because that's going to bother me now.
You still might have been the last one.
That's true.
But just...
Probably not.
Hey,
and I even sent him a voice note saying
that
I'm like, hey, I just want you to know I didn't forget, just in case you're like, yo, how hasn't Des messaged me yet? Like I remember, but I have this thing where if I'm not first, second, I have to be last because those are the only 3 people that people remember. And he's like, nah,
that's not true. Because like if I get
who was the 5th person to tell you happy birthday?
You don't remember the order? Does
of
the
course
order
you
matter?
Do. You remember the first person who told you. You remember who's next. And you remember that fucking asshole that was the last person to tell you happy birthday.
Who was the first one to wish me happy birthday?
It was definitely me. Because I was watching the time.
We were out by the pool.
It was me.
It was likely you, but I feel like it was like a group like, happy birthday.
Because I said it first.
And then everyone's like,
yeah.
oh
yeah.
Yeah. So he says... Here is a poem for my audience that had no choice in being my audience, which is like so true. But by the way, Chesley, like I've gotten like feedback that like people actually like your shit, like people who listen. So You're right. They are.
They're your audience.
That's why I call you our resident poet, because it's like,
Yeah.
It's like an open mic night on the Scare Room. So he has a poem to share, and it's called Bound. Kingsley, you're not going anywhere. Sorry, my dog's like, oh God, a Chesley poem? Gotta get out of here. Kidding, but I'm not. He actually was trying to leave the room. Chill, relax. Okay, it's called Bound. I'm kicking and stretching every fiber of muscle, trying to stay afloat in the sea of despair. No sign of help from miles. I struggle to take a breath. It's becoming so real. I feel a numbness on the outer layer of my body. It's starting to get dark fast. I'm drowning and I can't tell up from down. In a world of hollowness, I fit in perfectly. Sinking into the lowest depths of my mind, I give in to the artificial paradise that will soon expire, just as I. Bound.
Where the fuck are you finding these things?
First of all, this bitch turned 21. He's like, I will soon expire.
Like, what the fuck?
But like,
I'm here listening to this.
No, hold on. Yeah. It was really good. Just as always, though.
I'm picturing everything he's saying, and he's like, outer layer. And I'm like, ooh.
But that's what
every fiber.
But
ooh.
That's what good poetry does. It makes you feel something.
Yeah.
It can make you like visualize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what like a good artist, despite what your form of art is, like that's what it does, and that's what he does every time.
Yeah, that was really good. My favorite part was when you said like you were sinking and then you couldn't tell up from down, like you couldn't tell direction. It made like that. I definitely understood because I went cliff diving one time. And
you?
Yeah.
Where?
In Jamaica.
Where?
I don't know.
Rick's?
No, not like a specific spot. Like I was with family.
You just found a rock and jumped.
They go there all the time, and I saw them.
Okay.
I was like 7. I was like that little girl I was talking about.
And you jumped in the deep end? And
Yeah.
you're like, I'm a G?
Yeah.
But you were like...
Yeah. No, dead ass. And like when I
was this when you were pushed?
No, this is when I jumped. I climbed up.
So you
rocks.
already knew how to swim at this point?
No.
Oh, God.
I knew how to survive, but I couldn't swim.
Does a 7-year-old really know how to... Like, you have
When I
survival instinct to a certain extent.
When I say I know how to survive, like, I know if I'm at the bottom, like, you got to kick up and move your arms until you get to the top. And when I get to the top, I couldn't tread. So I just have to keep kind of swimming until I get somewhere I can stand.
Because if you stop, you die.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a river. It was still water.
I don't know.
Because I've jumped into a rapid river. Like, where we
It wasn't
went whitewater
rapid.
rafting. And we jumped... I did a cliff jump in there.
Yeah.
And if you don't swim hard, the current will take you
Okay,
away.
no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Not every river is like
Yeah.
fast though, so it could have.
It could have been a river, but slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I was.
But also, most rivers are not super deep, so you have to be very.
Oh, it was deep.
Okay.
It was deep.
Yeah, because where we jumped, like the people who were doing the whitewater rafting tour, they were like, yeah, it's safe to jump.
Okay.
Like, because if it's not deep enough, like.
Yeah, you'll mash up.
And like ever since I used to be, I don't know, I don't want to say I was fearless, but like shit like that didn't scare me. But like now that I broke something and really bad, I'm like, ooh, how deep is that? Is it safe? What's the clearance like? No, seriously. And I feel like I kind of feel lame, but I'm like, I can't shake that,
that fear.
you know? Because like, if I could like mash up myself doing like nothing, imagine if I throw myself off this cliff now.
That's what parents sound like.
I know. And I'm like, but like, I don't even have kids. It's just like, oh God. And now I'm going to be worse as a hovering
It's
parent.
a part of life.
No, but like, if I'm like this with myself, imagine when I have a fucking kid.
No, I'm imagining.
Oh my God. God bless that child.
Yeah, when I was coming up, I remember like I couldn't tell direction. So that I definitely understood. Like,
well, you still can't.
No, I'm not bad. Which
way are you facing right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm facing...
You should get it, actually.
East.
You are? Okay, yeah. Okay. This is like... I feel like the orientation is very easy because of these windows, and you see like the street, like you know. Like, you know what I mean?
I actually didn't picture it that way, but yeah.
Oh, so how did you do it?
Like I actually just like closed my eyes and just...
Because like you can see my street there, and then like if you know where that is in proximity.
Yes, you're right.
That's what I mean. Like
right.
that's why I was like, oh no, you should get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, thank you very much, Chesley, for the poem. Happy birthday! And no, you're wrong. I did not group all men. I did say men. You're right. it was a very general thing, but I didn't say all men. And I didn't say some either. So I guess, you know what? Let's just agree to disagree.
That's what I was going to say, because I brought this up too to the person I live with. Mm-hmm. And they're like, but if you say men, it's assumed all men.
No, I know. That's why I'm like, okay, like I can't fight too hard on this one because I get it. But like, I didn't say all men. No, but you know what I mean? Like, we'll be talking about like an article we see or like a video. It's like, all men are this and all men are that. And it's like, I didn't say that. But like, when you say men, okay, fine, I'll take the L, whatever. Fuck it. I'll take the L because when you say men, it is, unless you say some or most or a few.
It's implied all.
Yeah. Whatever. It's Dez's birthday, so I'll just allow it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll take that. That's what it takes.
That's the best that you're gonna get. Happy birthday. That's what you get. But yes, that is our question of the day. So again, if you want to write in, it's thissquareroom.com.
Of the day. That was our listener question.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but we have a segment.
True. Oh my God. Okay. You're right. Why did I call it the question of the day?
That's why I had to correct you.
Even when you're like, that wasn't our,
do that.
When you're like, that was our question. In my head, I was like, yeah, it was. Like, that's why I was so confused.
I'm looking. I'm like, what's going on?
No, you're right. That wasn't the question of the day. That was our listener question. I misspoke. I'll take another L. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Just catching L's left and right. Shit. But yeah, if you want to write in, story question, if you want to hand me another L, it's thissquareroom.com. There's a little ask us thing. Pretty simple, easy peasy.
Should I be offended if my girlfriend forgot my birthday? Like how old I was?
No. No, because I've thought about it, and like people I've dated, I've sometimes had to like be like, wait a minute, how old are they? Wait. And like do the math, and like sometimes I'm like, I don't even remember.
Okay, that's fair. I'll forgive it then.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, you're turning da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh my God, are you excited? And I'm like, yeah, I'm so excited. Da-da-da-da-da. We're talking. She's like, wait, are you turning da-da-da or da-da-da-da? And I'm like, I don't know. You tell me.
I think when it goes wrong is like if they get like the balloons and imagine
God.
It's the wrong age.
I would be more than upset.
Yeah, but if it's just like a wait a minute, like talking, then it's all right. Did I ever tell you about the guy I was dating, and he told me
he loved you?
No. No, he told me he was 20 when we met. He told me he was 23. And I was like, okay. And then his birthday was in July. So, you know, I got him a card, I got him a gift, and the card, I was like, oh, it's your Kobe year, like 24. And was that when he told me? Yeah. I think that's when he felt bad, and he was like, oh, I have to tell you something. Like, I actually am just turning 23. And I was like, the fuck? I was like, why would you lie about 1 year? And he was like, oh, because
men.
Like, he was like, I didn't think you'd like me if I told you I was younger. And I was like, so now you think I like you because you're a fucking big fat liar? Man, am I right, Chesley?
Have you ever lied about your age?
No.
No, that's good.
Nope. Never. I feel like if anything, I would just like not say.
I've definitely lied.
Said you're older or younger?
Older. When I was younger, I said I was older.
Oh, well, I think when I was younger, not like lying to people, but I've lied like, you know, like websites like must be.
Yeah, my mom told me I need to do that. And to this day, I still do that.
What?
You know when you go to websites?
Yeah.
And they ask you like certain information?
It's just like for like certain like if you go to like a porn site, I think you have to be 18, but like websites about like certain like alcohol.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you have to be 21. I'm like, first of all, I'm Canadian, so the legal drinking age is 19, so fuck off. But even when I was under 21, I was
still
like,
entering.
Yeah. I was like,
stop me.
Like, are you over 21? 15-year-old me. Yes, accept. So like I lied in that way, but never
to people. Yeah.
And like even before I was 19, like because my birthday is in August, but like a lot of my friends are in the first half of the year. So like I'm not like late, but I'm not early either. Yeah. So when a lot of my friends were already 19, or even when they were like 18 and stuff, and they had like fake IDs, I could not partake. But like I have always been like the way I am, so like, I don't really care to go clubbing. And like a friend of mine, got a fake ID. I guess it was just like a friend's sister who like didn't need it anymore. I think it was still valid at the time. It wasn't expired, but I think the reason she didn't need it is because she moved, so she got like a new address. So that one was whatever. So she like, the friend gave it to me. I don't even know who this girl was. And I had it and I kept it, but I never used it. It was like, I just, so like, even for entry into a place, like I've never entered anywhere underage either, because I just didn't care to.
Because I looked older than my age, I always lied. Always.
Did you get questioned ever though?
I think one time I got questioned about my birthday, but I was prepared for it, so I already knew what year to say. And obviously I just choose the same day, so all I have to remember is the year. Fair,
because I remember with fake IDs, people would have to like, you have to memorize the name on it. You have to memorize the
address.
Oh yeah, what's your address? What's your birthday? What's your, mother's maiden name? It's just like a whole bunch of quizzing, and like I just couldn't mentally. I think it would stress me out. I couldn't. Something that is a little bit, I guess, it's interesting to me, but I feel like it's not as uncommon as I think we think it is. We don't hear about it. This Brazilian woman. This is probably like a couple months ago now, probably like August, but she gave birth to twins, but the twins have different fathers. So like they were born same time, conceived, grew in the womb same time, but they have different fathers. And the way that this happened is she had sex with two different men. She's a witch? No, she had sex with two different men on the same day. So they weren't like at the same time. It wasn't a threesome, but which is, first of all, that's a lot. I feel like if you're gonna have sex on the same day. Do
you know how they found out?
Well, the twins were 8 months. Oh yeah, when the twins were 8 months old, the man believed to be their father took a DNA test. However, the results came back as positive for only one of the babies.
That's fucking crazy.
And then the mom said, "I remembered that I had sex with another man and called him to take a test, which was positive." That is crazy. But like, see, I always told myself actually, no, let me rephrase. I was gonna say, I always told myself if I was a gay man, but like I never would have been. But like,
possible you could have been.
I mean, no, I couldn't have been.
Yeah.
How could I have been a gay man?
If you identify as a man, but you're into men, you'd be a gay man.
But I'm not. So like, I never could have been.
Like, it's possible you could have been, but you haven't been.
No. What do you mean? What are you saying?
Because you're saying obviously it's possible. Like, obviously I couldn't have been.
Mm-hmm.
It's not obvious to people who don't know you, because you could have been realistically. If you identify as a man and you're into men, you are.
How could I have identified as a man?
They don't know that. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm not a man. What are you trying to say?
Oh my God, Joe. What are you trying to say? I know they're gonna understand what I'm saying.
I know what you're trying to say, but I'm being a little PC right now, and in order to identify as something, like, you were born that way. It's body dysmorphia. Like, you're born in the wrong body. So from the day I was born, if I identify as female and I know that I'm a female, I could have never been, because I was born
they don't know
in the
that.
Correct body.
They don't know.
But
that.
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about me.
Exactly, but you're talking to them.
Nah, I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to you. Anyways, I always said that for a gay couple, specifically a cisgendered gay couple, so like both are men with testicles and sperm, when, because a lot of them want to have babies. A lot of these couples want to have babies, and they want to have like biological babies, so they get a surrogate with an egg, whatever. But I always thought that it'd be really cool, instead of like using one person's sperm or the other,
their sperms together,
right? And you can have twins, because a lot of the time with IVF, like, you can put multiple eggs in to get fertilized, and they don't always take, but a lot of the time that's how you get like twins and triplets and stuff like that. So I'm like, I would totally do that, because it's like they have the same mother, and so the kids share the DNA. But I think it's a dog barking. Is that what you're making your face up at?
You know what it made me think of?
What?
The bull.
Oh, the brazen bull? No.
That's why I was like, oh, shit.
Someone's being tortured.
I told you about them humans.
Yeah, I think it's just a dog going off. But that definitely didn't sound like a bull. Brazen dog, maybe. But Yeah, you know what I mean? I always thought that could be cool because
Yeah.
it's like, unless you know that you can get multiple eggs from the same woman, and then like even if you choose to have kids down the road with the other guy's DNA, and like so basically the kids have the same mother.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know, like it'd be cool if you just
see.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
know twins
it's
are a
probably
lot,
my
but-
brain
What?
because I'm thinking if I was a gay man and that's what I did, my kid is my kid. Like this is my DNA, that's your DNA. It's not our DNA in one. Mm-hmm. So me and my kid are out of here.
Well, you're saying if things don't work out.
Yeah, and that's where my brain is going. What are you gonna do? You're gonna fight me for my biology.
Right, you would even in the courts, like you would get the rights because it's your DNA.
And if it was like you can put the sperms together to make one human, that'd be cool.
Can't. That'd be a mutant baby that came
100%. You wouldn't want to see
X-Men.
that. You would not want to see that.
Yeah. Unless you did like a thing where like you gave both of your sperm and you didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But like it depends on what you look like, because if the couple looks very different, if one is blonde and one is brunette, if one is tall, one is short, one is big, like then the baby, as the baby grows, you would see who the parent is. But
But what if the baby looks like one but acts like the other? That'd be wicked.
But the thing is, the way you act, I mean, I think certain things are genetic, but I think certain things are like what you learn. So if you're around a parent and like even though that's not your biological parent, they're your parent in like every other aspect except for the biology, but like you could act just like them. And I've also seen like adoptive parents, like there's this couple I follow on TikTok, and they're a lesbian couple, and the one woman has 3 kids. And then, like, now she has her partner. But, like, one of the kids, I want to say it's even the middle kid, looks just like the other girl, although it's
looks
not
like
biology.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, like, crazy. And it's, like, yeah. And, like, the mannerisms and stuff, but, like, she's been a big part of the kids' lives and blah, blah, blah. The looks, that's just coincidental. But, like, yeah, you know, you never know. Yeah. But I always said, like, if I was a gay guy, or, like, you know, like, I feel like that would be, like, the way to go. Because it's, like, you get the same mom, so like the kids are bonded in that way genetically, and then each one, you know,
each one teach one.
Yeah, but then like if that was the case with the twins, I wouldn't even want to know like which one was biologically mine. Again, unless it's like very obvious. If one of you's black and one of you's white, and you're like, oh, I wonder which baby's mine, then it's like, okay, come on.
Speaking of black and white, okay, I saw it quick. I didn't spend too long on it. There's this guy who he started taking some medication.
Okay.
And it's changing the pigment of his skin from white to black. Like,
was he taking melanin pills?
That's funny because I saw that in the comments.
Really?
I'll have to show you after, but it was just, that's what you reminded me of just now. And like they put up a video online because they're like, we want help. Like the doctors don't know why the medication.
He's like, I see how black men are treated in America. Help.
Yeah, honestly, that might be what it is. And like you see the picture, and over time his color actually changing. Like he goes pale, then he goes to like a gray. Now his arm is like black, like. I'll show you after if I can find it.
Medication for what?
I want to say it was like depression or something. I don't remember.
That's weird because I think I would be more understanding of a medication that killed the pigment. Because like, you know, like people have vitiligo. It's like the pigment or albinism when you're an albino. I don't know what.
I don't know. I just call them albino.
Anyways, there's like a word for it, but whatever. Like, you know what I mean? That's like the pigment is dead, but like what can like make it? I don't know.
They don't know. Doctors don't know, so they're reaching out to the world.
I mean, obviously, I don't think it's a bad thing to be black, but I think if you're white going from black, that's scary as fuck.
That's terrifying. Especially if your wife is looking at you differently. Oh my, you can see it in their eyes, you know? Even if they're like, no, baby, it's okay.
Get this N-word off my lawn. And he just comes home and his children don't recognize him.
That's so sad.
What in the Tyrone?
Help!
Went from Timothy to Tyrone real quick. This is an interesting one. This woman was hospitalized for 3 days. Did you hear about this one?
No.
Her dog, or I think it was her daughter's dog, pooped on her face when she was sleeping. And she was like, no pun intended, sick as a dog.
It wasn't on her face.
Yeah, it was. So this woman is recovering from a horrendous ordeal after her daughter's dog accidentally did a poo on her face while she was asleep, and it left her hospitalized. Amanda Gamo, 51, was taking an afternoon nap with Chihuahua Belle. It's always a fucking Chihuahua.
Always a Chihuahua.
When the pup became ill and had violent diarrhea.
Oh my God.
The mom of 3 was asleep with her mouth open, top and tailing with Belle. So you know what that means.
Yeah.
Like Belle's butt was by her face.
Yeah.
Like head and tail. Like, you know, obviously it's a Chihuahua, so like they're not the full length, but you know what I'm saying. Like the dog's ass was by her mouth. Yeah. Which is her first mistake for falling asleep that way. Yeah, top and tailing with Belle when the messy accident occurred, and some got in her mouth. She ran to the bathroom to be sick, aka to throw up, but later ended up in the hospital with a gastrointestinal infection. Gastrointestinal infection, there you go. Passed on from the dog. She was in the hospital for 3 days. So, like, to me, it didn't just get in your mouth. You swallowed it.
Yeah, you did.
There's no way.
Because
if
you're sleeping, the first thing you're gonna do is swallow.
You think?
What do you mean? If I put like a little feather in your mouth, the first thing you're gonna do is lick the. Look, what was that?
I mean, maybe.
It's out of reflexes.
But how much did she? I'm curious. Is like how much got in her mouth? How much did she swallow? Because I feel like a little bit of poo, like a little drop, would not cause a 3-day. Right. Well, yeah, because that's how it slid down her throat, nice and. But I'm sorry. Like, I think even in the worst situation,
you'd have to kill me.
I don't think my dog would ever poop on the bed, especially and like right by me, because you see my dog, he has to spin and all that shit, and even if he was sick, he would move. I would want to think the Chihuahua did that on purpose. She doesn't like her.
I think a little bit of both, because my dog,
she's like, I'm gonna be sick, but if I'm gonna be sick
right here, I'm not moving. Yeah, when I had Kobe, she was sick one night, and I know she was sick because like she was just pooing, yeah, like you know the dog.
Yeah.
So I didn't go to work. I was mashed up. I was like, oh my God, no, what am I gonna do? Do I bring her to a vet? Do I bring her to the human hospital? Who's gonna help?
Yeah, I had to bring my dog to the vet last week too. Mostly just for like routine shots, but we also like talked about some things. He has an ear infection. So he had to they had to like clean
Drops?
his ears.
Okay.
Well, no, she was like, you can do drops that like you do every day for like 2 weeks, but like he's one of those dogs, like I can touch his ears, but when it comes to like in he moves his head a lot. So she's like, I could also just clean the ears and then do this thing that's like good for 30 days, you don't have to do anything. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. And they brought him to the back, and I guess, you know, when they like pluck the hairs out of their ears, his ears weren't super bad, but they want to clean it out to make sure thing. And I could hear him like, oh, and I was like, oh, my baby.
Yeah.
It felt so bad. But yeah, and then he had like his regular like vaccines and stuff, so he was just going through it. They also took blood just to make sure, like heartworm and blah blah blah, which all came back okay, but like it was just a rough day for him. I felt bad.
I can understand that.
Yeah. Rough day. Yeah, I can't. I in the mouth. What friggin' position were you? And you had to be a heavy sleeper, because the dog, if a dog is right by your head, even if it's a light dog, you still feel the movement when it gets up, because dogs fucking hunch and like squat basically.
Yeah, I'm thinking she was on her back and the dog was like on her chest.
No, she had to have been somewhat on her side, like back, like maybe on it, but her head was like sideways. It had to have been.
I don't know, but for the Chihuahua to shit on your face and it go in your throat like that, I would have to be on my back. Because like you said, like even on the side, it's not going to go down your throat.
But that's what you were saying when she came to, she probably swallowed. But I'm like, how much went into your mouth that you swallowed and a significant chunk went down? That's what I'm saying.
Enough for you to be hospitalized.
It had to be like the whole diarrhea was in her mouth.
The dog shit in her mouth.
Yeah, the whole thing. And I mean, Chihuahuas aren't that big, so like
it doesn't have to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunate for her. I was gonna say good for her, better her than me, but you know, I still stand by the second part, but not good for her. Better her than me.
Yeah. I mean, I think she's okay now. I think I don't have an update on the story, but like, Oh my God. So she has there's a picture of her and the dog. That's not a Chihuahua. Oh, maybe it is. Its face is in the thing. It's not even that small of a Chihuahua. And there's a picture of her in the one in the middle.
The dog came to the hospital too?
No. There's her in the hospital, her and the Chihuahua like laying down, and then there's one of her with the shit all over her mouth, and it's a lot, and it drips down from her like cheek and chin to her neck. You see it?
Oh. Yeah, the Chihuahua did it on purpose still.
But you see what I mean? The dog's not that small.
Yeah, you're right. And it had to be to the side.
Yeah, some of her...
You took a picture before you cleaned yourself up? You ate it. You ate it.
That's
you did
why, if you have enough time to take a picture...
You're fine. You ate that shit. You licked it up.
You think I'm taking a picture?
Of a dog shitting on my mouth?
With the shit stains?
Still by my lip? Oh my God.
No, her lip, her cheek... her jaw, her neck, it ran down. It's probably all the way down, but we just can't see that much. Yeah, you're nasty.
Ain't that some shit?
Oh my God. All right, now do you want to do the question of the day?
Yes.
All right.
We shall do the question of the day.
So, the question of the day today is, do you think the image you have of yourself matches the image people see you as?
Fuck no.
No?
No.
What is the image that you have of yourself?
Okay. I'll start with what I realized this year. Is that people have always told me things, right? So, for example, Joe, you tell me things that other people don't know. Other people tell me things. Whatever. People choose to tell me things, right? Mm-hmm. Now, on the way to my journey of this life, it has turned out that the people telling me these things aren't only telling me. They're telling other people. Okay. However, they don't believe other people are telling other people. They believe I'm telling other people.
Okay.
And I don't see me as that person to be like, oh, yep, somebody, Des told that person.
Okay. I'm following now. It was taking me a second, but I'm following. Mm-hmm.
So
they think you're a snitch. They think you're a big mouth.
Yes.
Loose lips.
Yes.
And chips.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Which, if that's what they think, that's perfectly fine by me. I get it.
Des
right?
loves to talk.
Because even when...
But I think you know when.
Exactly. And even if I'm telling a story, I don't use names. So if that's what people view me as, like, that's not what I viewed myself as. Mm-hmm. But hearing over time different things, and like, you know, when something gets out and it was like, oh, well, yeah, I thought it would have been you because da-da-da-da-da. And you're like, hold on. Excuse me? Mm-hmm. So after a time last year, I was like, you know what? Nah. So when people want to tell me things, I'm like, don't tell me. I don't want to know nothing. True. I no longer ask questions.
Especially if you're going to come back and tell me that I told, like, why would you even want to tell me in the first place?
Thank you very much. Yeah, don't tell me nothing. Even if it's about me, don't tell me. Don't trust me to tell myself.
Especially if it's about me. I don't want to know.
So, yeah, that's the only thing that I think that I see myself as that other people don't see me as. But other than that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I also don't think that the image I have of myself matches the image people see. I see myself as your, pretty standard woman in terms of sexual desire. However, for some reason, a reason that I can't quite put my finger on, this podcast seems to have painted me as a fucking nun and an ogre at the same time. Ogre? You know the voice that you did.
No.
It started with the bird. You know the ogre voice.
Oh, no.
You know.
No.
Don't do it.
No.
Someone who is just horrible to nature and has a pussy as dry as the fucking desert. That's what. That's the image. That's the image. And you know what? I don't agree. I feel like it's not as dry as a desert. It's as dry as, like, you know when you eat a Popeye's biscuit without a drink?
I don't want to laugh. I don't want to condone in this.
But then you take a swig and you're okay.
Okay.
Right? You're fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, ooh, like a rapid river all the time.
Yeah.
I have those moments.
Yeah.
I am a woman, but like my standard base is just like it's healthy. Y'all need to, like I told you, one of my you said it. One of my best friends, like my fucking brother, was like, "Oh, you gotta get rid of those cobwebs." And I was like, "What is this narrative?" I'm like, "Okay, you guys aren't completely wrong." That's why I said like standard. I'm not gonna be like I'm the peak of sexuality because then you know that I'd be right. But I feel like I'm average when it comes to that. When it comes to like sexuality and desire, don't look at me like that. You looked at me and then looked away like I can't even look at you.
The thing is, the way when you explain your reasoning behind it, it makes sense. So yes, you see yourself as average, but we don't because we don't know your brain, right?
But I share my brain on the podcast. And you guys still
but
think
it just sounds unbelievable.
Why?
But it makes sense
What
in
do
your
you mean?
everyday life. Like, for example, like for me, we established that, okay, Des has not had sex with anybody who he's not friends with first because that's what gets me whatever.
Yeah.
For you, it's
I'm like that too.
Exactly. But you add other things along with that.
But most women do.
Yeah.
See, I said most.
Most women do,
all
but they
women.
still give up at a point and they're like, fuck it. But you don't, which is what makes it different. Like if you're like, yo, I'm not sleeping with this guy, you're like, I'm not sleeping with this guy. Whereas a lot of women be like, I'm not sleeping with him.
You know what's funny? Even drunk me's like, nah.
No, exactly.
You know,
even worse drunk, he was like, no. Most people are like, I gotta get drunk and then I'll do it.
If I'm already feeling you, get me drunk, I actually get more horny. Like I'm
Yeah,
more
I can
like,
believe that.
Yeah. But like I have to
Already
be there
have-
sober
Yeah.
because drunk me is like
Which is why now it's a little bit under average. Because average people are like, okay, get me drunk and maybe I'll start feeling it. And even if they're not, they're like, whatever, fuck it. I want to get some because I want to get some.
drunk me. You have a better chance of like me getting to know you and like getting to, like, you know what I mean? But like I'm not gonna sleep with you. Just
we're not talking about getting to know you.
Right, but like we need that. But both of us need that before
exactly.
we.
So
that's the thing. You have
need
a
more
little
stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what the difference is, and that's why now I can understand. Okay, this is why it looks like you're a nun, because it's a list of things that have to be crossed off before you get to the step.
I think
you just have more self-respect than a lot of women.
Oh my God, that was really nice. But I think you're saying it in a bad way?
No, I'm saying it in a good way. It's crazy because at the door, I was like, Des, you're kind of mean to Joe, and Joe's so nice to you. Why are you so mean to Joe?
I think I am very nice
And that's
to
what
you.
made me ring the doorbell.
Obviously, we tease each other a lot, but I think I'm a good friend.
No, you're a great friend.
You're not a bad friend to me. You're just very difficult.
All the time.
On purpose, though.
Yes.
Like, it's not even like, oh,
But
sorry.
I don't even need to
I
be.
wasn't even, you don't.
I don't.
Because I'm very, like,
Yeah.
lenient and understanding with you.
You know why? I think because you're the friend that like pushes for, like, even if it's something that you know I'll enjoy, you push for it. Whereas other people, I'm like, nope. And they're like, fine, whatever, fuck it. You're just like, okay, what if I try this? What if we do it like this? What if I tweak this?
Certain things I'll push for. Because I know if I push for everything, I get nothing.
Yeah.
So I push for the things that matter. And then other things I'm like, nah, no.
Yeah.
Because with you, it's like if you poke the bear too much, he's going to get mad. But if you poke him every now and then, he'll be annoyed but be like, okay, fine. Because she like doesn't really poke me. And when she really pokes me, then I know it's something, you know.
And then I'll think about it.
No, I don't accept that from you. That's what he means when he says that I push him. Because like you know when you ask your parent and you're like, oh, can I go to so and so's house this weekend? They're like, I'll think about it. You know it's a no. Mm-hmm. You know it's a no. When Des says that, that's Des saying, hell no, but I don't want to hear your shit. So I'm gonna tell you, I'll think about it. And then I'm never going to think about it. Like, he's like, I've actually already forgotten what you just asked me. So when Des gives me that, I'm like, don't fucking do that to me. I think I deserve more respect than I'll think about it from
You know why?
you.
Because if I say no, I'm going to hear about it. And you're going to have to ask me why. And I'm like, because I don't want to. And that's not enough for you.
No, most times I don't ask you why. I just say,
Okay.
I want you to come and XYZ.
Okay.
Or I'm like, okay, if I did this, would you do it? And you're like, no, that's not my thing. I'm like, okay, but if I ask, like, you know what I mean? I know why, because you don't want to do anything. I don't ask you why because I know the answer why. I just give you reasons as to why I want you to. It's a very like, it's like a very intricate dance, you know? It's like you can't push too much. I can't take the lead too much because you're going to flee the dance floor. So I have to make you feel like you're in charge, like, oh, you're the man is supposed to lead. So I got to make you feel like you're leading when I'm really steering it.
Makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And
no,
the thing
I don't
is,
like that.
but deep down, you know that I am.
No, 100%. I don't like that though.
Listen, ladies, men, sorry, Chesley. Most men, Des being one of them, need you to sometimes make them feel like the man. And this applies in like every aspect of life.
1,000%.
It's not just in
cosign. I'm co-signing that.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not just in like romantic relationships, because I don't know. I guess it depends on the type of man, which is why I say most men. But like, men like to feel quote unquote manly as far as society. So like, the thing is, Des is a type. He doesn't care. You can plan everything. You can do everything. You can take charge. But like, he doesn't want to feel like a little bitch. So like, he has to like, and I think in the back of his head, he's like, I'm gonna be difficult just because I can, just to rebalance the
so
power.
I have some say.
Right, but
what do you mean I have no say?
But the thing is, you're actually okay with it though. You don't care if someone wants to, if your girlfriend wants to plan a date, if your mom wants to, if I want to plan a trip, if your mom wants to plan a dinner.
I have no idea where I'm going after this.
You say, tell me when, where, why, how, I'll show up. But like, you just, it's like your inner demon, like the Kermit meme with the fucking hood. And it's like, just be difficult for no reason.
Take the hood off right now.
No, that's literally you. It's like, it's
not
difficult.
For no reason.
You're like, I'm gonna take back my power.
Yeah, I just don't like when people feel like they have one up on me. I don't like that.
But people don't feel like that.
I feel like that.
They're like, Des, I'm gonna plan it. Just please show up, and like let me take care of it. Let me take care of it. Like someone like me, I love planning stuff. Let me take care of it. Part of you's like, yeah, okay, cool, and you're like, wait a minute, that's too easy. I gotta make it difficult for her for no reason.
It's a reason.
It's an ego thing. So sometimes you gotta make them feel things. So I'm like, Des, would you go to New Orleans if I wanted? Would you go to Miami? If we went there, would you want to do this? Oh, no, you wouldn't? Okay, so what would you want to do? I'm asking him questions. I know what I want to do. I know. But I'm asking him to make him feel. It's like when you have a kid, right? And your kid wants to be independent. So you're like, the kid's like, I want to pick out my own outfits. But you know what they would pick out is crazy. So what you do is you put out 3 outfits and you say, which one of these 3 do you want to pick? Do you want to wear? And they pick, but they don't realize they're picking from your picks, like your selections. You know, that's how you have to do it with men sometimes. You can't do that all the time because that's very manipulative. I have to put that out there. Like, don't do that all the time, but with certain things. So like, if I'm planning an event, that's 100% how I'm going to do it with Des. And I'm telling him this. He knows that, because then we wouldn't go anywhere. I wouldn't do anything.
Ever. But
if I'm too like, Des, this is what it is, no say, no information, he's gonna be like, okay, I'm not going.
Simple as that.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah. So please don't. I don't want to get like messages like, oh, my girlfriend's trying to manipulate me because you said. I'm not saying that. You know, every now and then though, you gotta give a little to get a little. Yeah. You know. Yeah. And that means, it's more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go.
On that note.
This has been yet again another wonderful episode of This Square Room. You can find us on our social media at This Square Room, Twitter, Instagram, website thissquareroom.com, and we will see you guys next Tuesday.